Okay, students, I want to provide you with some very specific instructions for the first essay. Let me begin by providing those instructions, then I will elaborate on the topics or the prompts. Basically, there are three prompts for essay number one. You're going to select one for your research topic. Um, the essay topic or prompt thesis statement and three secondary sources, and those sources should be peer reviewed articles. So this particular assignment is due Sunday, May 25th. Sunday, May 25th. And you're going to submit the planning sheet document, a completed essay outline. It's the same thing. Essay outline or planning sheet document um, on Wednesday, May 28th. When you go online and click on the tab labeled required course materials. This is where you're going to access the planning sheet document. You're going to use it for your essay, okay? I'm going to come back to this particular document in a minute. The final document, that means the complete essay, is due Wednesday, June 4th. Wednesday, June 4th. And use the rubric posted on Blackboard for specific instructions. I've also emailed the rubrics to you. There are two rubrics. One is for the religion topic, and the second one is for the philosophy topic. So if you choose to write a comparative essay um, on the particular religious traditions we are studying on the topic of the good life, you're going to use the rubric uh, the rubric for religion, the religion topic. If you are interested to pursue the philosophy topic or the philosophy prompt, you're going to use the rubric associated with that topic. I've also uploaded the MLA format and style guidelines. Now, make sure you read those documents. So let me go over three documents that I've posted for you online. The prompts themselves, they're written in a document. That document is posted online. Rubric for the philosophy topic is posted online. Rubric for the religion topic is also posted online. So all the instructions that I'm giving you now, they're posted as Word documents online. Okay, I've also emailed all three documents to you. There's a email number one. You see some basic instructions with the three documents attached to the email. So make sure you read the announcements. So the announcements go to you as an email. So you make sure you check both your announcements on Blackboard and your student email. The essay is about 700 and 800 words, excluding the works cited page. So in other words, the works cited page does not count in the 700 to 800 word essay you have to write. So I'm going to take a minute to go over each prompt. Okay, if you have any questions, any concern, you're welcome to send me an email or call me, or I can meet with you via Zoom, okay? So, essay number one, you're going to write a comparative reflection essay, again, on the good life. You're going to analyze Aristotle's um, concept of the good life and Nicomachean ethics, and Epicurus' letter to Menocius, in which he also explores the concept of the good life. So both authors explore the idea of the good life, but their approaches are distinct. They're not the same. Aristotle, right? On one hand, Aristotle emphasizes virtue, moral character, and achieving eudaimonia. Remember that word, the Greek word meaning flourishing. Still rational activity. On the other hand, Epicurus focuses on the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of pleasure, I should say, and the avoidance of pain as the ultimate goal of life. So you're going to compare, okay, and contrast, okay? You're going to compare and contrast their views on what constitutes the good life and what constitutes the happy life, the satisfied life. You see, when you compare two items, you want to establish what they have in common. When you contrast two topics, two items, you want to highlight what they do not share in common. So first of all, in your essay, you're going to compare their views on what constitutes the good life. Secondly, you're going to discuss how these ideas have shaped modern philosophical and ethical thought. So in your essay, make sure you critically evaluate their approaches and reflect on which perspective you find more compelling in today's world. Make sure you provide specific examples to support your argument. So this is prompt one. If you like this prompt, you can choose it for your research topic. Let me go over the second prompt. So it's the good life across cultures. So you're a comparative analysis of Ubuntu and Confucianism. So we have explored two different cultural approaches to the good life: the African philosophy of Ubuntu, in which we read Stedius Met's essay, Concept of Ubuntu, and Eastern philosophies to Confucius teachings, okay, which I have assigned one article and some excerpts on some selections from Intellect. This is the book, Confucius Intellect, in which he explores the idea of the good life. So this is what you're going to do for prompt number 2 if you choose to do your essay on the Ubuntu ethic and Confucian teachings on the good life. So first, you're going to compare how each tradition defines the good life. For example, what are the key values in each tradition? Tradition, is it justice, virtue, community, and harmony? Remember, Ubuntu focuses on all four: justice, virtue, community, and harmony. And the second thing you're going to do, you're going to contrast the philosophical frameworks of each tradition. Okay? For instance, how does Ubuntu's emphasis on communal well being differ to Confucianism focus on filial piety and moral cultivation? Number 3, so you're going to analyze how these values can be applied in contemporary society. A question you might want to explore as part of your research questions is this: do these ideas still resonate today, or have they evolved? And finally, in your conclusion, I want you to offer some thoughts on whether a universal definition of the good life is possible or if it varies based on cultural and historical context. So that was prompt number 2. So let's explore the third prompt, which is the religion topic. So it's a religious perspective, right, on the concept of the good life. So you're going to explore different traditions, the sacred text of Christianity, sacred text of the Quran, sacred text of Gita, that's Hinduism, and the sacred text of Tao Te Ching. Okay, so again, we have assigned different texts. For example, from the Bible, the Sermon on the Mount, in which Jesus speaks or discusses the concept of the good life, the satisfied life, or in Aristotle's term, right, eudaimonia, okay, which is also translated as blessed or happy. So then there's a portion of the book of Ecclesiastes. The Ecclesiastes is a book that is found in the first part of the Bible, what they call the Hebrew scripture or the Old Testament. And there are 3 texts, short texts, passages, verses in the Quran that I have assigned for you to read. They're very short text, okay? And some selections from Tao Te Ching and some selection from Gita. Now, so let me explain what you're gonna do in this essay, okay? You're gonna compare the moral and spiritual teachings found in these religious texts, specifically focusing on their definition of the good life and human fulfillment. You're going to analyze how these texts approach key themes such as happiness or blessed, virtues, suffering, and the path to spiritual or moral wisdom. Number 3, you're going to contrast how these texts address the concept of divine will or human agency and achieving the good lives. That means, what God thinks, what God wills, how God governs. That's what we mean by the divine will. Because from these traditions, God has his own ideas, his own purposes, these things that he wants to do, in contrast to what we want to do as human beings. Okay, so you're going to contrast how these texts address the concept of divine will or human agency. Or human agency has to do with our choices, our desires, our things that we want to do. So how does the excuse me how do the divine will and human life correlate to achieving a fulfilled life or the good life? Finally, you're going to evaluate the relevance of these teachings in contemporary society, right? For example, can these ancient insights, they're very old, okay, very old teachings, right? Can these ancient insights still be applied to modern lives and struggles? What can we learn from these moral and ethical traditions to help us make good choices in life, live the good life, and be kind, be generous, okay? Be hospitable to other people. So again, there are 3 prompts, okay? 2 on religion, on philosophy, I'm sorry. So you're going to choose one out of the 3, not all 3, choose one, okay? You can choose the first. If you choose to explore the philosophy topic, you can choose the first prompt or the second one. If you so choose to explore, to study the religious topic, just choose the last prompt. I hope this instructional video was helpful to you.